This book, well, the book is upside down. Welcome back to my channel. I am Brenda, and this is Reading by My Shelf. So this is the start of another reading vlog in which I am reading The Rivener by Garrett Godsey. This book comes in at 540 pages, and I just started this 3 days ago. I'm about 150 pages in, and wow. Garrett Godsey has created one of the most unique low fantasy setups that I have read in a while. The characters are these morally gray individuals who survive on the streets by partaking in criminal activity. But then he also introduces you to this ethereal, the book is upside down, to this ethereal, surreal, dreamlike setting, which really kind of takes you back to The Never-Ending Story or even Alice in Wonderland, with just a hint of like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for its whimsical, kind of sarcastic nature. It definitely feels dreamlike, like I said, almost psychedelic at times, and all the while he really straddles this line between attention to detail in the setting while also creating an interesting and unique plot and these characters who really just drive the story. It feels vivid and offbeat, which I'm finding so satisfying, but I am kind of breezing right along through it, and I hope to be done in just a few days. So stay tuned. I finished The Rivener by Garrett Godsey, and so I wanted to do a quick recap and talk about my thoughts and feelings. The Rivener is a debut novel by Garrett Godsey, who is an American author living in Prague. This is a speculative fiction novel. It is low fiction in that it takes place in the real world, but there are magical elements to it. And it's also maybe considered portal fantasy as well, because there is kind of an alternate reality within. So I gave this novel 4 stars. It is about 540 pages long. This book has one of the most peculiar and unique magic systems. I really enjoyed my time in this world. It felt very cozy almost and reminiscent of my childhood. The plot revolves around a young a young orphan boy who resorts to kind of a life of crime or crime adjacent. He does these activities basically to survive, to feed himself, to have some kind of cash. And because of this, he gets pulled into a web of these surreal activities and realities. And this is all in order to save himself and also to save his friends. At the very beginning of the novel, he doesn't even know his real name. He just knows himself by his nickname, which is Kid. So this follows Kid and also one other main perspective, which is Alice. And one thing that I found while reading this is that it very much felt like being transported back to, my old kind of beloved stories that I loved as a child, like The Never-Ending Story, Alice in Wonderland, even The Talisman. Because of the way he integrates certain aspects within this story. It almost also reminds me of Stranger Things in that it references a lot of older kind of 80s, 90s cult classic hits, and the pacing was steady throughout. It definitely has its climax and resolution, which were satisfying. My favorite character, I must say, was one of the side characters, Horatio, who is kind of almost Godsey's take on the Cheshire Cat or the Mad Hatter. He plays this deity type character within this other realm, and reading him was very fun and trippy, and it almost felt hypnotic at times. His role is very intriguing, and he kind of is only sprinkled throughout the story. So I like that aspect, that mystery that kind of hangs on all the way up into the end, where you really get a better glimpse of Horatio's character. The story definitely deals with themes of addiction and loyalty, sustaining relationships, and the importance of relationships, familial and found family type relationships. It also has a lot to do with independence and, making up your mind or having your own agency. So what I found that Godsey is really good at is this felt like almost like a love letter to some of the darker struggles of our youth and within the human mind in general. He tells this in a fashion that is endearing and understandable to anyone. It really seems that Godsey weaves together this tale with ease, making it really hard to believe that this is his debut novel. He incorporates charismatic humor and consistently places nods to other works of fiction and music, and they all kind of fall seamlessly into place, and it feels very natural and believable. I will say the one area that I had a little bit of an issue with at times was the romance. It just felt a little strained or a little bit forced or awkward at times, almost unbelievable. Although at the end, you still find yourself kind of rooting for it. So there's something to be said for that. His prose is very whimsical and fun. He really shines with some little one-liners. His wit really comes through in this story. And I just, like I said, I really loved his nods to other great works of fiction and music. Like I said, the vibes are very dreamlike, very charismatic, magical, vivid, and definitely offbeat. So if you're looking for a fantasy book that is low fantasy, portal fiction, or portal fantasy, has magical elements and realistic characters, then I would definitely say you should give this a try. I would say if you like Alice in Wonderland or The Talisman or Stranger Things, then this would certainly be something that you would enjoy. It was very entertaining and surprising all the way to the very end. I would love to chat with you more about this book in the comments. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. So like the video if you liked it, subscribe to see more. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. See you again soon. Editing me here to say that I definitely recommend this book. It was tons of fun, and I will be sure to link the author's Instagram in the description box down below, as well as a link to this book on Amazon, so you can go ahead and grab yourself a copy. So after this, I'm going to include some quotes that really stuck with me and resonated and that I thought you might enjoy. Thanks for watching.